tarnish their good image and destroy them, how they have done well for the community and the society and the universe at large. And this man has been sent by the devil and their detractors to destroy the good thing they are doing and to kill their daughter. Well, so once again, considering what's played out in the UK and coming back home, can we draw any lessons from what's happened in the UK with the Ekweremadus and their doctor? And do you think that this would have any impact at all on justice delivery in Nigeria? You know that saying that justice is the judiciary is the last hope of the common man? Well, in the UK, from this scenario, it appears that's a fact. There seems to be no doubt at all that in the UK, the judiciary is the last hope of the common man. There have been questions asked about that same statement in the Nigerian context, whether or not the judiciary really is the last hope of the common man. Do you think that this turn of events in the UK with the Ekweremadus might have any impact on the judiciary and justice delivery in Nigeria, and the judiciary being the last hope of the common man? Let's talk. The lines are open. Call 0817 923 0002 or 0003 or 0007. We're on facebook.com/Nigeria Info PH, also on Twitter at Nigeria Info PH. Hello, Hard Factor, welcome.
Yeah, good evening.
Go ahead.
My name is Bob.
Oh my, hello? Hello?
Hello, Dayo.
You're welcome, go on.
Good evening. Well, to me, it will not, in fact, it will not have anything to do with their own country. This is in Nigeria. You understand? Because, in fact, there are so many things need to be done for the judiciary before we can start to expect justice delivery in this country. Because the center of you have no any impact, no effect on Nigeria in this country. Because these people are still influencing their politicians. In fact, even at this case in Nigeria now, will take more like 4 or 5 years before the final judgment will come. But in less than how, not even up to a year. You understand? So the justice delivery in this country, in fact, you have a long way to go. You cannot compare ourselves with UK. You have no any impact in this country. Thank you.
You're welcome. Hello?
Good evening.
All right, go ahead.
If it's in Nigeria, that boy will be the one who will be in jail. I'm telling you. UK colonized Nigeria, colonized America. They are setting a standard. They value institution more than one person. Ekweremadus, just one man. We can never compromise or try to take sides. Even a person writing a letter or writing a letter to tamper is an insult to us. That you know the law, you make the law, you violate it. Like I said today, if gold will rust, what do I want to do? These people are setting a standard. Don't take bribe there. Don't take bribe. Remember, it's the woman that ruled that country. So
what does a woman ruling the country have anything to do with it?
Because a woman is not a man. Women, they do things direct. They're not like man. They don't dialogue. They think straight.
When did woman rule the country, by the way? You do realize that the Prime Minister right now is a man?
Okay, maybe that one. I don't know that one. So, for this one now, let me go to the matter. Ekweremadus case, they want to use him as an example to set a standard for judiciary in other parts of the world. Because if they set him free, it will mean that they are also maybe behaving like Nigerians. So, for him to go to jail, I'm talking, the daughter should be hurt. She should not die. But for Ike want to go to jail, they want the doctor. That is an example for Nigerian lawyers, barrister, whatever the part of the judiciary.
All right, so great to hear from you. Hello, Hard Factor, welcome. Please go ahead.
Hello, Dayo. Good evening. This is Isabella from Level.
Hello, go ahead, please.
Okay. Remember, in this country, we have a senator, a rep member, who is being accused of supervising the burning of his constituents and taking the pistol of his orderly to shoot at someone.
Oh, yes. As a matter of fact, he's vying to be Speaker of the House of Reps, I think.
Exactly.
Yes.
Exactly. Did Ekweremadus do quarter of what that man did?
Yeah, but the man has not been convicted of murder or any crime yet.
Has he even been arraigned in court?
The matter is in court, I suppose.
If he has been arraigned in court, that kind of allegation, that kind of a case, he would have been denied bail. Murder. This is Nigeria. We have a long way to go for justice for the so-called big men.
So do you
but
think
we'll get there one day. I think this Ekweremadus stone, seeing that is the first time someone has been convicted on that charge in UK. I think the UK government decided to use Ekweremadus as not a scapegoat, like they are serious about this. If they don't want to joke about it, they are not compromising about it. So if you're going for transplant, you have to do the right thing. So I think they used a high-profile case like Ekweremadus to set a standard for the UK. Then secondly, I think this would be, yes, it's happened in the UK. Yes, we have our challenges in Nigeria. But I think with time, somebody in Nigeria will be able to sit up and be like, let me take this decision. The judge that took this kind of a decision in UK, even with the pressure, the diplomatic pressure and everything, and still stood his ground, did not die.
But do you think the judge felt any pressure at all, really?
I think the judge might have felt a little.
Why?
It's maybe because diplomats, the prime minister, everybody, not necessarily them trying to interfere. Are you getting me?
Yeah.
Just being a high-profile case, you're in the eye of the.
So are you assuming the British Prime Minister or other persons called the judge directly to speak to the judge on the matter?
No, I don't think. I think the British Prime Minister will not even dream of that.
So why would the judge have felt any pressure at all?
They know they have laws there.
So why would the judge have felt any pressure at all?
I just feel maybe because even if she's he or she, I don't know whether the judge is a male or female. We'll watch the news. We'll know who Ekweremadus is. Might even do little research.
No, the judge obviously knows. From the report I read just a while ago, the judge identified him as a rich, wealthy Nigerian politician of a very high standing. So the judge obviously knows who he is, yes.
Yeah, they might not contact you directly, but the innuendos going on in the media and other things. You understand?
Okay, well...
maybe people around the judge, they might be lobbying people. You know the new word now is lobbying. They might be lobbying people around the judge and all that.
Okay, all right.
Not necessarily directly on the judge.
All right, good to hear from you as well.
Okay. Thank you.
All right, let's get your take. What impact, if any at all, do you think this might have on justice delivery in Nigeria? I do have to go for a break shortly. But a few comments here. Via Facebook, Cosmos Onye Neke goes... I'm a happy man for this great news. Ekweremadus in jail. Nigerian judiciary system. Nigerian judiciary should learn from the UK because justice is being bought in Nigeria by the high and mighty. Ekweremadus should serve his term so that it will be a lesson for the high and mighty Nigeria. I'm so happy. Could have been done. It's a pity, but again, the current affairs collection of Nigerian with this. Okay, all right. Okay, I guess I'll just go for a break now. And I'd like to implore, if you're going to send in a message, either via Facebook or any other means, do check your spellings and your grammar, because sometimes it's impossible to read some of the messages you come across, really. To certify that what you typed and sent is actually readable. A commercial break now. Headlines 5:30. I'll be back afterwards. Do please stay with us. The pool of before the law exists in Nigeria. Law is a respecter of individuals. In Nigeria, law is selective in nature. In Nigeria, there's not. Oh, by the way, the master in this right now. Ekweremadus, organ trafficking plot, politician and wife jailed. What do you make of this? Any lessons we can draw from this, in the Nigerian state? Do you think this would have any impact on justice delivery in Nigeria as well? It's been said commonly that justice in Nigeria is to the highest bidder, and that the judiciary is far from being the last step of the common man. In the UK, it has proven to be the last step of the common man. Can that happen in Nigeria? Are we close to that once again? Assuming it's not the case, and do you think that this turn of event in the UK might have any ripple, any multiplier impact on the justice delivery system here in Nigeria? Right, once again, commercial break. Commercial break, let me. Headlines rather, at 5 discussions continue afterwards. In Heron Port to number 1 talk station, let's talk. Speaking of PG, trafficking plot to bring them to the UK, Lagos. Senator Ekweremadus, his wife, won the kid for the 24-year-old daughter Sonia. And Pear and Sonia were previously convicted of conspiring to exploit the man. It is to be the first such case under modern slavery laws. Ekweremadus, who was described by the judge as a drug throughout, was sentenced to 9 years and 8 months in prison. Dr. Beta was sentenced to 10 years. He was young, poor, vulnerable. Ekweremadus was jailed for 4 years and 6 months due to her more limited involvement. There you have it. Lessons events are in the UK, and also, might this have any impact on jury night, especially as far as the perception that justice is only for the masses, the common rich, famous, and the mighty, and the political juggernauts? They can escape justice. I perceive widely held perception in Nigeria. Let's get take. The lines are on again. 017920002 or 0003 via Facebook and Twitter at Nigeria Info. You're welcome.
Yes. Ekweremadus,
if whether I like it or not, being sponsored by politicians in Nigeria.
Really?
Okay, can't we ask ourselves, can this kind of a thing happen in UK? Can it happen in UK?
I don't even understand that question.
So it's been sponsored by politicians from Nigeria.
Okay.
Sponsored.
It was
politicians.
People
have been doing all stuff for rubbish.
Are you going to listen to me?
People have not been doing it.
No, it's obvious you're deliberately not listening to what I'm saying.
Okay. Hello?
Now, is it politicians that got the boy and took him to the UK?
Listen, when this happened, I am telling you that politicians sponsored this case.
How did they sponsor it exactly?
You can't believe it.
No, I said
how did the worst crime somebody have committed?
Okay, what's the worst crime?
I don't know. You can define it by yourself.
No, what's the worst crime? Since you know the levels of crimes, what's the worst one?
You know better than me.
No. You are the experts in worst crimes.
No, you are the expert because you work with them. You work with the top politicians.
So, okay, which one?
Yes, you work with them.
Okay, if
and those people that such thing, even more will be before them.
Okay.
Those people who are happy, Nigerians who are happy.
Okay, how did they sponsor it exactly? Did they bribe the judge?
I don't know. Don't ask me questions.
So how? No, I want you to explain how it was sponsored. You know. Hello. Please don't go. He's gone. All right. Somehow, just somehow, I'm not quite surprised by that. You know, somehow sponsorship has come in. You know, somehow sponsorship came in. Hello, you're welcome.
Hello, Daniel, good evening.
Yes, go ahead, please.
I am Jim Pajaja. I'm calling you from Apano.
Go ahead.
Good. What happened to Ekweremadus is a very big lesson to our politicians here in Nigeria. Dayo, if we tell you what we, the common men, are passing through these so-called politicians in our various constituencies in this state, in this country, my brother, it is something only God will fight for us the way it has fought for. Those people, Ekweremadus, have been humiliating, have been putting false allegations, and they are dying. Some of them are quarantined in prisons now because they have no money, they are not friendly to the police, they don't have anybody. God has shown Ekweremadus that those people have God. If anybody would ask Ekweremadus in his own entire life that this kind of incident or what is passing through today, or he will be jailed one day in prison, I think Ekweremadus will not believe it. So there are many that think that they are in God, that think that they are higher than God, that can manipulate elections, that can carry ballot papers and write results, that will think that they will use bad voice to chase whoever that is against their opinion in various communities. These type of things are worth them.
Do you think that this will have any impact on justice delivery in Nigeria?
If I'm talking with you, don't bring Nigeria here.
No.
Our judges are corrupt. So what impact do you think this will have in our justice delivery when the judges are corrupt here? When you and I know that before a judgment will be in any court, we will be here to know where it is going to. Who appoints the senior, the chief judge? Who is appointing the various judges here?
Judges are appointed in other countries also.
Very good. With conscience, with clear conscience, with the rules. They have laid down constitutions, how they are judging, and they are with impeccable character. Our people here are corrupt. Nigerians are finished. We are supposed to be learning from them. I'm sure they are hearing from us. We're supposed to be learning from them, but my brother, we don't think to learn from these our judges here in this country. Okay, let me ask you the question. Dayo, you think that if Ekweremadus fell victim of this kind of problem in this country that Ekweremadus will go to prison.
Well, what do you think?
It's not possible. Someone is arguing with you that politicians, it is politicians that sponsor it. And if a politician will be sponsoring this kind of things among themselves, it's better so that they kill themselves. We that trolling will get ourselves. It is a problem. This country is finished. This country, you see, is finished. I'm happy you are in this studio, alerting Nigerians, telling people what is good from bad, do and don'ts. They don't want to hear. This country is full of corruption. It is only God, with what happened to Ekweremadus, will be happening to them. I'm telling you, before they will know themselves. It will just start happening. Thank you very much, my brother.
You're welcome. 913.
Good evening.
Oh, go on. Hello? The Ekweremadus imprisonment is good news. Good news in the sense that I believe that this will teach our Nigerian unsympathetic and indifferent politicians a lesson. That's from John Nwagugu, I think. Hello.
Hello, Dio. Good evening.
All right, go on.
This is Lambert Clocky calling from Dema in Andoni.
Go on.
I thought this would be a lesson to our judiciary in Nigeria here. Because if they will borrow a leaf from there, because like for instance now that the criminal cases are going on, at least if they will be sincere to themselves and give a fair judgment that will stabilize the country, because like the institution here in Nigeria is not even working. They are the people that people will lay hope on, and at the end of the day, they will fail the citizens, like the profs that will become results and all that. I look at them, they will call themselves learned men. I don't know whether learned men behaves like that.
Hello? Oh, I suppose it's gone. 913. As much as it hurts to say, this is another message, justice was served. We understand the extent parents go to care for their wards. It hurts that they violated due process for a good cause. I pray that the efforts to save their daughter would not go in vain. May Almighty God give and restore her and make her whole. It's a delicate issue to speak on as well. That's from Daniel Oscar. 913, welcome.
Gaio.
Hello.
I think it's a call for Nigerian politicians to try to strengthen
turn off your radio set, please, and proceed.
Our health institution, because you cannot take your own daughter or son abroad. Why the money you are using from Nigeria? They should make health available to the common man. It's a lesson. Ekweremadus is used as an example as a health physician. Let him have a health stability in his community. Let him a capacity, age women or widows, and provide treatment. Yes, during campaign, they will come to the village, campaign, vote for me, vote for me. He used the vote of the common man to go to wherever he is now, to the position of president. Now, his daughter is sick. He took the daughter abroad. Take somebody to go and donate kidney. Is it justice? So God has intervened to show people that you use the money that was given to you for constituency, use healthcare facilities, and as we can access health, not we have the common money is nothing for politicians. We will have to be here as I have a perception. So I think that's my point.
All right, good to have him. I really have to move on right now, and the line is not so clear, I suppose. Hello?
Good evening.
Hello, go on.
I will describe Ekweremadus as there's an organ trafficking. But I want to describe organ trafficking as organ stealing. But obviously, that guy was vulnerable and they latched on his vulnerability to intend to steal his organs. If the guy had died in the UK, nobody would have heard about that guy at all. Therefore, the government in Nigeria is a moral lesson for us. So I see in my head I see some judges that are upright and willing to do the right thing. I see the person dancing in the bedroom now. I say, yes, justice has been served. We can learn from that. And I think that is good.
What can we learn from that?
Thank you.
What can we learn? Nice 1-3, hello.
So, Dio, good evening.
Oh, go on.
Call back. It's like the network is bad. You're not hearing. I said our judiciary should learn. Our lawyers.
No. Your thoughts were fully noted. Your thoughts were noted already when you called earlier on, and that's fine. Well,
okay, I thought the network was bad. You're not hearing me well.
That's fine. That's fine. Answer well and
good.
Hello, you're welcome.
Hello, good evening.
Yeah, good evening. Go ahead.
Okay. Ekweremadus saga is a warning to Nigerian politicians and the institution of the government as a whole.
Okay.
It shows that we joke too much in this country. Ekweremadus attempted, not that he really actualized what he wanted to do, but the British institution saw it as a heinous crime, and he went in for it. He was jailed 10 years or so.
Yeah, 9 years and 8 months, I think.
Hello. He said, and nothing happened. We have never heard of election rigging in UK or even America that they colonized. Even South Africa have stronger institutions, and they are living up to it. Recently, not too long ago, the former president, Jacob Zuma, was jailed. I've never had anything of sort in Nigeria. Politicians, governors, EFCC convict them, and somehow they were given clemency. Buhari gave clemency to 2 former governors after looting the state and being convicted. Some later find their way out of the prison, like Ojus Okal. So he showed that we are not ready for stateship as a nation. What happens in this country can never make us move forward as a country. People do all manners of things. Once you are among the higher might, you go free. You're a governor, you organize the election, you rig it openly, and nothing happens. That's not how a country moves. No country can ever progress in such a manner. So this Ekweremadus case is an eye-opener for Nigeria. They were making noise saying that UK should temper justice with mercy. Nobody was listening to them. The judges, they are just making the noise in Nigeria here. So they should learn. The judges will not touch a bit. So I'm not even I don't even think that they even heard what they were saying here. So it's rule of law that rules, not rule of man or noise making. So that is the lesson to pay for it. Next time we know that Nigeria and UK is not the same. Thank you.
You're welcome. Good evening, Dara. Sentencing Ekweremadus to prison is a clear indication that the rights of citizens are protected in advanced countries. If this case was handled in Nigeria, the courts would have compromised. The presiding judge would have accused Mr. Technicality to exonerate the big man. Our judges at Nigeria Bar Association should learn a lesson. Paranta injury said that. Good evening, Dara. This is a win for the judiciary, an example for the judges here in Nigeria. The charges against the Ekweremadus is modern-day slavery. Just take the just concluded election. When the matter will come before a judge here in Rivers State, a state where announcements were made telling those who were not going to vote a certain party not to even come out, where people were flogged for voting another party, etc., as long as it is against the major party and the evidence is overwhelming to do the right thing. But they would never give the right judgment. Justice in Nigeria is always against the commoners, but always in favor of those in high places. I pray we get there someday. Ransom AGK. James Ibori and late someone were both convicted by the UK. What did the judicial system learn from institutional integrity? Nothing. Nigeria's judicial system is for the highest bidder. Ransom Ubong. Daya, you at Nigeria Info have gone to faraway UK to sponsor the judiciary. Wonders will never end. That's from Annie. It's incredible. I didn't even know we had such capacity either. Even I'm learning things on the show. Daya, do you remember the majority leader in the House of Reps accused of murder or the death of 6 persons during presidential election? Today, he is free on bail in Nigeria. He has returned to the House of Reps and is even contesting for the speakership position under the hospital. Ever heard of bail or murder case of ordinary people in Nigeria, except for the politicians? I bet you Ekweremadus was committing this offense in Nigeria. He would have been the governor elected. The organ victim would be the one in jail for tarnishing the image of the distinguished senator. Do you know Ekweremadus was to become the candidate for Enugu State? How can a murder case be built and he's a free man? Only in Nigeria can this happen. And that's from Paul. Times indeed. What do you say? Listen here, we do things right before Nigeria would right. Let impunity be removed. Is any country in the world that the president, the governor, lawmakers impunity? Okay. Often done this is not this judge because the president in Nigeria to this judge by the judge does not go with their way of doing things. They lobby for their positions and as such they judgment to the highest. That's noble. Thanks to all that's all over the world do the protectivist child. So when he directly denies other than the opportunity to save our children too, it shows he is wicked. Let him serve the time, if possible, with labor and watch our set. I have to go for a break shortly. We've got the main news coming up at 6 p.m. as well. Do note that. I hope the DJN and the state CJs and all lawyers are looking at the mirror because it's lawyers that come and not on text. Interesting thing to do. Someone said that it was sponsored. I wonder who sponsored this really. Okay, politicians. And who sponsored the politicians, by the way? Was it Hezbollah, ISIS? It's not. By the way, if it was sponsored, I mean, to that caller who was sponsored, if Nigerian politicians or the opposition or whoever it was went all the way to the UK to sponsor that, is that how they sponsor such things in Nigeria? And how did they go about doing it? And that caller would have explained, because they still have some knowledge on how these things are sponsored. But somehow, for some reason, he wasn't to explain his sponsorship theory, which is quite intriguing indeed. Even tried to help him to ask if he feels the judge was bright, but even that made the brick wall. No response as well. Anyway, commercial coming up right now. Major news 6 p.m. Open scene is up after that. The review of all matters discussed on the show today. If you have to say, you can have your say during the open season segments. Do push 13 had returns shortly.
Panicking, no panicking.